I get my tuna. If I would have known you were recording, I really would have got it. That was fucking embarrassing. I'll eat bitches every time I get it.
They just slobbering all over
I'm
the
the
place.
world's pickiest eater, but I'll get a tuna sub from somewhere.
Kind of like tuna, that big one. So Seminar said that back in the day he used to help Pat at the Sugar Shack. Originally it was out at Camp 4. They had Sugar Shack there. And then it moved to Maple Creek. But it's not on Maple Creek, it's on a different road. He told me how to get to it. He said they go out there before season and Pat would take a dozer and doze all the roads clear. Then they tap
Bags?
buckets, I think. Buckets on trees. And then they would go, they have the trails all built. Then originally they had Jeeps, 2 Jeeps with tanks that Pat built in the back. And they drive the Jeeps out there and then everybody just pour. You just make loops with the Jeeps. And then what they would do is, it went back to the Sugar Shack part of it. And uphill from the Sugar Shack, there's like a loading ramp. You'd come up and then you dump it all into this big tank outside. And that would float down into the Sugar Shack, into the evaporator. And they had fins running through the whole thing to heat it beforehand and then boil it. That was pretty darn slick.
But how many tops?
I don't remember. But after the Jeeps, and they got a tractor and they had a tank in front of the tractor and the back of the tractor, and they run that tractor around. One guy would just drive and everybody else would just grab buckets and tip buckets. And this time of year, as soon as you're done tapping, then they would start cutting firewood for next year. And fill the woodshed.
All before they go back to work.
And he said that Pat would say that.
I mean, that'd be a cool, pretty, like if you were logging, to know you're going to do that in the spring.
Oh, that'd be
I
awesome.
bet they loved it.
Yeah. Then they go into the camp and just drink coffee and eat donuts. Mm-hmm.
Huh. I'm sure there's some big names.
Yeah, he said that was out in Camp 4 was too hard to get everything out there. To get out there, build the road out there in the winter. This was it 5-7 miles? Five, 7 miles out there. Where,
He had no idea how big the evaporator was. Like,
no, he didn't remember numbers too much, like how many they made and stuff, like how many gallons.
did he say it was big?
All he said about the evaporator was that it was, he had fins running through it to boil it. Oh, and they cut firewood, big piece of firewood. Just they had a separate wood shack that they would run the wood in on the skid steer or tractor in the bucket, and then they would just, for the day, load it up there.
But it was big wood?
Mm-hmm.
Then it must have been a pretty big evaporator.
Mm-hmm.
Like rows? They probably throw 3-footers in there.
Right? Now, he said when he was logging Camp 4, they go log in the hills where they used to tap, and he said you cut down trees and you'd see all the tap holes in them and stuff.
Mm-hmm. They're like stains.
Through the wood.
From the mineral.
So I had to get hold of, I got a text, Fitting, Grayson, Chip answered you that?
Oh, yeah, instantly.
What do you say?
Okay.
What kind of beer?
Bush Light.
What else do we need?
Sure.
One case of beer. Open house, bring your own shit. Tim probably remembers. Tim was a sapper. I don't know if little Patrick would remember much about that.
Well, I wonder what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go out there this spring.
Because the shit just can't sit forever.
You know. Actually, we probably have a pretty good market for it.
Like the evaporator, that's probably already pretty sad.
Remember a camp like that with land with all the maples on it?
There's a camper too?
Camp, cookhouse, probably a sauna, sugar shack.
How big is the sugar shack?
You know what to do? We could see it. We could find it on X. You got the hat on.
Little Patrick told me that the sap used to go in the basement.
Did boil in the basement?
He told me there's like stainless tanks in the basement, in the ground, that would keep it cool.
In the sugar shack.
Yeah.
See, I wonder if Pat has that now or if Dick has it.
I think Pat. No. Like who would it go to
Is it
after?
Blaze Timmons now or is it the other family? You know what I mean?
Well, they don't talk, right?
But
And little Patrick was gonna bring me there, so that's why I seem to think it was theirs. That side, yeah.
yeah, Pat was fight pretty hard for that.
So who has all that shit now? Like Grandpa got it. Grandma? Like since Pat died?
Yeah, probably. Tim.
Tim is Pat's kid.
1 year older than I am. So Tim is probably just Blaze Timmons Forestry is probably what it's gonna be. Would it worth it to buy out in the woods one and just,
No.
you know?
No power, like there were no way the generators were running RO and everything. Fuck that. Pumps and
Yeah, we had to keep the battery alive for a day.
yeah.
Well,